Hello, Milena. This is my feedback to your summary from last week. So let us start. In the video, okay, title of the lecture, good. The lecturer, very good. I would include the name, remember, name of the speaker. But that's fine. If you haven't included it, it's okay. But if you do include it, it's actually a good idea because later on you can say, you can pick up on the name. Archie Boogie, the speaker. Argues that, okay, good use of reporting verb. Innovation is the connecting link between the creation of new ideas and their economic implementation, which is associated with the process of change. Sure. Here, this sounds a little bit vague. You can just say which brings positive change to society or something like that. Because what does it mean to say it's associated with the process of change? Which change? You can just say which brings positive economic value to society or something like that. But a little vague, this one. But overall, your first sentence is very good. Very focused. You've included everything. You try to make it argumentative. So this is really good. This video is very descriptive. So it's hard to make an argument out of it. But you tried and you did a good job. So nice work. To clearly understand the difference between an invention and an innovation, it is important to understand the terminology. Sure. According to Australian economist Schumpeter, an invention is a new idea in new scientific or technological developments, all right, that has not been implemented. Okay, sure. Now, I think here you don't need to spend that much time here. Look at how many words this is. You can just say, starting with the definition of Austrian economist Schumpeter, the speaker, and then carry on, right? Something like that. So you will include a cohesive device, a nice ing phrase, starting with or basing his definition on that of Austrian economist Schumpeter, the speaker, blah, 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 right? So it could do a nice dependent ing phrase here, clause, right? You can use an ing phrase and then kind of combine these, and that will make it a bit more concise, right? Ing phrase to make it more concise. And it's not just more concise, it's kind of neat because it also serves as a cohesive device, right? A link between everything. Okay. When an invention is transformed into a new economic product or service, it becomes an innovation, sure. Okay. For the simplest difference between an innovation and an invention, it is enough to ask yourself the question, can I buy this? And if the answer is yes, then you're looking at an innovation, sure. Now this is a very clear, very good way of putting it. The sentence is also well balanced. It's kind of informal a little bit. I mean, I know that's the way he does it in the lecture, and I will accept this sentence because it's well balanced, well written. But if you needed to make it a little bit more kind of formal or more academic, you maybe can find a way of doing that. But it's very clear though, and this is an important idea, right? So maybe you want to say Archie Boogie draws a distinction between an invention and innovation. If an innovation is a marketable product or something like that, right? Instead of can I buy this, you can say it's a commercially available product on the market, right? Instead of can I buy this, and if the answer is yes, right? It's just a little bit informal. And another thing is that it kind of repeats the wording of what he says. And you want to kind of phrase it. You want to practice phrasing it in your own way. And if it is a widely available marketable product, a widely available product on the market, then it is an invention, something like that. But I would accept this because it's a nice sentence. I'm just saying if you need to force yourself to rewrite it, then you can. In addition, innovations are the biggest variety in the economy as they are never identical. Okay, he does mention that, and that is an important idea. Basically, he was saying that an innovation is sometimes, often, it just adds a feature to an already existing product, right? So maybe you can say that a little bit. Because when you say innovations are the biggest variety, the phrasing here is a little bit vague. Maybe you're saying innovations often add new features to existing products and bring variety to the economy. You can say that, but not that they are the biggest variety. Right? Again, this sentence is actually quite well structured grammatically. Just are the variety doesn't really work. It's just not good style, right? So you want to rephrase that. And you can also expand a little bit. Innovations often bring, I forgot how I said it, but something like that. We're talking about a new feature that is added to an existing product. Innovations do that. And that adds and brings variety to the economy, right? Thus, innovation has a big impact on all of us. And we do not know how it might work. Now here, you want to say something like in conclusion or finally, or the speaker concludes, or the name, Archibugi concludes, or something like that, right? Innovation has a big impact on all of us, and we do not know how it might work. Now this is quite vague actually. And we do not know how it might work. What does that mean? If I have not seen the video, I just don't know what this means. Now, he did end with that example of the pen. And by the way, in this summary, as in all summaries, we are trying to stay away from examples. So you did a good job not including examples. That's exactly what you need to do. But you still can end with the supporting idea that the story of the pen was trying to illustrate. So what was he illustrating there? He pulled this pen out of his pocket, kind of like magic, and said, look, initially, when this was still at the invention stage, nobody cared about this pen, right? It was just an insignificant thing. It didn't have any impact. But when it became an innovation and became widely available on the market and commercialized, all of a sudden everybody's using a pen. So it had an enormous social impact. And it's a kind of a paradox. It's a kind of a neat concluding thought that he ended the lecture with. Even though something may start out as insignificant when it is still an invention, when it becomes an innovation, it can have an enormous economic impact. So I can say something like that. The idea was that impact is unpredictable, which is here what you are alluding to. We don't know how it might work, right? Overall, very structured, quite a good summary. There's a lot of good things here. I would say mention the name of the lecturer and mention him a little bit more. So in between ideas, furthermore, or another aspect Archibugi discusses, like that, a bit more naming the speaker by name, or just saying the lecturer or the speaker, and as you connect the different ideas, that would add a little bit more to the summary. But overall, very good work, good language. You've included good important supporting ideas, practically almost everything. And this was a very descriptive video, so I think you did a good job given the circumstances. in the exam, the video will be very different. It will be much clearer, much more summarizable. But overall, good work, Milena. I hope this was helpful.